Clinton also forced to address the crisis in U.S. bankrolled ally Bahrain, where today riot police and soldiers attacked hundreds of pro-democracy protesters.
The situation in Bahrain is alarming. We are in touch with the highest levels of the Bahraini government. There have to be political negotiations that lead to a political resolution.
Or you can just take some American guns and tear gas and shoot the people, which also works. Let's mix it up with Jane Hamsher of Fire Dog Lake and Republican strategist Brent Littlefield. Brent, where do we stand when it comes to America and democracy in the Middle East, going back to the wars in Iraq and the first war in Iraq?
Well, look, we didn't go into Iraq to create democracy in the Middle East. If we recall the discussion at the time, we went into Iraq because not only our country, but at the time England and several other countries all came forward and said that there was weapons of mass destruction. And certainly we've been there for a long time, and it's gotten involved in nation building. Look, this is a mess out in the Middle East, and I think everybody in this country that loves freedom and democracy, our hearts go out to the people that are trying to fight for freedom in the Middle East.
Right, but don't you think it's interesting to watch our hearts and minds go to the people fighting, Jane Hamsher, when it's the American tax dollar that's buying the guns and tear gas that's being used to murder the exact same people in Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, and elsewhere that our hearts and minds are going out to? So we pay taxes to kill them while we watch on TV and root for them.
Well, no kidding. And you're looking at a situation in Libya where Gaddafi has been stealing money for years and stashing it away for a moment just like this. The WikiLeaks cables revealed that in 2006 that the State Department knew that he was stashing money like this. So unfortunately, he can continue to pay mercenaries and political figures in order to just outlast the rebels. And it underscores a problem in our foreign policy in that we don't have a foreign policy. We haven't been focusing on developing relationships who would succeed Gaddafi. You know, it makes our commitment to democracy that we claim to be there for look a bit hollow.
But to Brent's point, we never proclaim such a commitment to democracy in the Middle East. We simply proclaim a commitment to security. Do you think that's a fair rebuttal, Jane?
No, sure, if we say we're committed to democracy, that's why we're ostensibly going into Libya now, if we're contemplating a no-fly zone.
Well, we're not in Libya now, so let's not tie past policies to stuff that has nothing to do with today.
Hence the word contemplating, but that is the point, is that we do claim that we're over there trying to spread democracy, and that is the excuse that we use for intervention. And frequently,
you're tying a past policy to this. It doesn't connect. So I don't mind you saying we're contemplating that for the future, but it doesn't connect.
Well, that does connect because there's a mistrust of American involvement over there. There's all kinds of support in the Middle East for a no-fly zone potentially in Libya, but the minute you talk about Americans over there, you know, dropping bombs, everybody gets really nervous because it has a way of accelerating into military intervention, and that is just a fact of life.
All right, let's talk about something else.